So, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody, to a little bit, maybe I shouldn't watch, or maybe I shouldn't like this yet. Anyways, welcome into YouTube Frogs. Today we're reacting to How OTK Lost Its Way by YouTube historian, and it is seemingly controversial, chat. You already know what it is. Be sure to go show the original creator some love. YouTube Frogs watching after the fact. I will leave a link to the original video and the original creator right at the top of the description if you want to check it out, dude. I highly recommend you watch it before you watch my reaction to it. Also, if you're worrying I yap too much, and we are also almost 17 hours into a marathon stream, so if I'm a little sleepy or I say something stupid, you know why. Poggers. Epic poggers. Okay, my bad. That was cringe. My bad. It would have been less cringe to say epic bacon like a millennial. God, I'm such an idiot. God, I'm such a dummy. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, drop a like and a sub. Okay, cool. Let's get into it, dude.
Hello.
Oh, which, by the way, I just feel like I have to preface. Also, sorry, that was so loud. The other video we were watching was not that loud. I feel like I have to preface this. I literally have an OTK hoodie that my girlfriend bought for me. Okay, I literally have an OTK hoodie my girlfriend bought for me, and I used to wear it all the time on stream. You can literally go back. You can go back to the, I think it might be the best or second best performing video I have on my YouTube channel, where it is the reacting to Dracula flow. I think that's the one where I'm wearing the OTK hoodie, dude. I freaking loved OTK. Now, a little questionable. I mean, are they even still, like, I feel like people keep talking about, sorry, I keep seeing on Twitter that people are like, OTK is not a thing anymore. So, the first time I'll remember to give you Dino Nuggies. Joey the Goat, bro. Joey the Goat. You did? Yeah, dude, I freaking loved OTK. I love Seer. I love Will Neff. That was also one of my best performing videos, is me reacting to Will Neff joining OTK. I love Will Neff. I used to really like Asmongold, and I used to even like Tectone, even though now I don't really like either of them that much. Not, to be honest with you, I think you can be a React content creator and not constantly attack people. So, oh, what did Skippy send me? Did Skippy send me? Oh, no, this is a video from earlier. What the heck? Sorry, ADHD, what can I say? Or something. Yeah, I mean, I used to watch Mizkif all the time. I don't watch Mizkif as much anymore. What is OTK? Some org. It stands for One True King. Yes, that is true. It was started by, I believe, Asmongold, Mizkif, Sfen. Oh, I fucking love Sfen, by the way. Sfen is literally why I have the freaking camera zoom redeem. I remember when Tectone used to cover Genshin guides years ago. I look at him now and I'm like, OMG, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I feel that. Do you watch The Boys, Chris? I have not yet, dude. I have not. At some point I will, though, because I've heard so many great things about it. Oh, yeah, Mar, no, it's totally fine not to know what OTK is. If you're not, like, into, like, a lot of the bigger streamers. Oh, Emaru. I also watch Emaru from time to time. Emaru is also in OTK, if it still exists. There's the thing about OTK is they've had some controversial figures. What did Tectone do? I would recommend watching like a YouTube video to cover it. There's like a bunch of different things. He just kind of went like, he's done some questionable things. There's some allegations which like I don't know the full story about. So I was just kind of like, okay, maybe I'll do some research on this. But it turns out that his dad is like a serial, I'll just say for YouTube monetization reasons, and also because I don't really like saying the word, call me a fucking snowflake or whatever. He's a serial rapist. Or his dad is. Yeah, sexual allegations, yeah, that against Tectone, but there's like, the water is very murky with that situation. Tectone's dad is a serial rapist. Like, he literally, like, it was multiple women, and they had to, like, something crazy. Like, there's, yeah, it's a whole thing. I don't know the full story. I just know it's very iffy, and I haven't been consuming Tectone's content anymore, and he also left OTK because of, I think, his allegations, right? Is that what happened? And then he's also beefing with, like, Hassan and stuff like that. And again, I'm not gonna defend Hassan at any point, right? But, like, that's whole, like, I don't really, I mean, I'm trying to figure out who started that. I actually don't think I know. Either way, it's annoying. They're both annoying.
First thing in the morning.
Oh my god, dude, that jump scared the shit out of me. But yeah, that's a whole thing. They might get into this, but I think this video is a little bit older. Wait, let me see. Maybe they didn't cover 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so I think actually the thing with Tectone's dad came out a little while ago. Why can't people be normal content creators like Gentle Marbles? Yeah, literally. They created laws because his dad was such a monster on military bases. Yeah, there we go. I'm scared. I just verified you in the Discord, so you're good to go, goat. 14 counts. Yeah, is that the number? Is that the official number? Crazy, by the way. Crazy. All right, let's get into it. Sorry.
My name is S-Fan.
Again, I talk too much.
Wait, bet now with channel point.
So we no, it's done.
Chris is a normal creator. I won't go that far.
Had a good house.
I'm a freak.
Like most things Maya touches, it was completely ruined.
You want to know the reason that this thing was ruined? You want to know the reason that this thing was ruined?
One of my goats right there.
When OTK first appeared in 2020, it felt like a breath of fresh air. Or rather...
Oh, Soda Poppin'? Yeah, I used to watch Soda Poppin' all the time.
Oh, gosh.
Money-wise.
Not for WoW, though. Literally anything but WoW.
What?
I love unproblematic creators. Mizkif Heart. Dude, Mizkif... Okay, this might be controversial, but, like, Mizkif really isn't even that problematic. Like, the whole thing came out with him and Maya and that one girl with what's his name, right? But to be honest with you, dude, I think the whole Mizkif Maya involvement in that got ultra blown out of proportion. Like, was there gray area? Yes. Could they both have done better? Yes. Did they possibly do something shitty? Yes. But should it have been like everybody being like Maya Epstein? No. Oh my god, that shit was so annoying, bro. Not to sound like, you know, whatever, like somebody, whenever I make this YouTube reaction, they're gonna be like, white knight. But like, dude, literally, like, it's not that fucking deep. Who is Mizkif? I live under a rock. I don't know, I'm quoting a chatter. He's one of the biggest streamers on the platform. Yeah, it's okay, chat. I know that you guys don't really be watching like the bigger streamers and shit. Y'all are just you know, y'all just consume what you like to consume.
A wild gut.
I actually found out, sorry to keep pausing, I found out about Mizkif because of Dr. K.
Blowing through Twitch's landscape. Here was a group of creators who didn't care about esports glory or cozy wholesomeness. Instead, their vision was simple: monetize friendship and chaos. Yet, 5 years later...
Oh, Schlatt was also in OTK for a while.
That promising chaos has spiraled into uncertainty. This is the story of OTK, Twitch's most turbulent streamer group, and why what started as a friendship-driven experiment is now struggling to survive. At its core, OTK, short for One True King, was built on a surprisingly wholesome idea.
Oh, Bruce was in OTK? I forgot about that. Yeah, now Bruce fucking hates Mizkif, dude. Oh my god. But I really can't tell with Bruce if that's like genuine hate. Like, it sounds like it's genuine hate, but also Bruce just be beefing with everyone.
Creators Zach Asmongold Hoyt, Matthew Mizkif Ronaldo, Tim Esfandiari, and Rich Campbell were...
Uh-oh. This guy, by the way, if any of you guys are familiar with the actress Mia Malkova, they were in a relationship. Just so you guys know. Just keep that little factoid in your brain if you want.
Weren't chasing esports trophies or corporate partnerships. They were chasing a feeling, something rare on Twitch. Yeah,
again, this is what was so beautiful about OTK, for it all had to kind of crash and burn. Was this the podcast guy with the girl and bald guy and Asmongold? Yeah, the bald guy is Tectone. And the girl was Emaru. Yeah.
Camaraderie.
Whoa, wait. No. Mizkif wasn't one of them. Or are you just talking about this group? Yeah. The bald guy was Tectone. The girl was Emaru. And then Asmon. Yeah.
When they launched the org in late 2020, the vibe was immediately different. Their first few collabs weren't planned around product drops or show formats. They were hangouts. You tuned in, and it felt like you stumbled into a friend group mid-conversation. There were awkward camera angles, cluttered rooms, and zero polish. But that's what made it magnetic. Early content like Friendsgiving, chaotic Pokemon card openings, or their janky wrestling special showed the power of relatability.
Get the hell out of here! Like that, huh?
Unlike the sleek professionalism of 100 Thieves,
Why do you say it like that? 100 Thieves.
or the internet-famous offline TV house, OTK was charmingly rough around the
Dude, this used to be the dream for me, bro. I always wanted to create a group like this. And then I realized that I'm a fucking piece of shit, narcissist asshole. That only works well with myself, really, you know? So that dream kind of died. I mean, it's not fully dead. I would love to do something like this one day.
edges. The group made Twitch viewers feel like they belonged. Because the
100 Thieves members look like they'd bully me in high school. You know, as somebody who fucking loves 100 Thieves, I literally have a fucking sticker on my laptop, and I have a sticker right here, and I have a couple pieces of 100 Thieves merch. I really can't disagree with you. I hate when depression hits so hard, I start to look like Asmongold. It's okay, go. The hairline ain't that far back. Only mine does that.
the content looked like it could be their own. And that authenticity came at the perfect time.
Fair warning, chat, right? Well, I don't know why I'm saying fair warning to you guys. Okay, one of you might catch a stray in our comment section. The Asmongold fandom might literally bury this video. It might be worse than Tom McDonald.
During the pandemic, Twitch experienced
If I say anything, I love Asmongold.
explosion in viewership. People stuck at home weren't just watching streams, they were living in them. Communities formed overnight. Viewers became part of a digital third place. And OTK, raw, live, and completely unscripted, embodied everything that era of Twitch was about. While most companies scrambled to figure out Zoom, OTK was putting on shows in their living room. Asmongold ranted
Well, easy for them. They were in Texas. Sorry, just a little joke, a little humor thrown in there. My bad.
about game devs. Mizkif threw parties on stream.
Did my boy just say Mizkif like Mizkif? Did my boy say Mizkif like Queef, bro? Mizkif? Mizkif?
Asmongold ranted about game devs. Mizkif threw parties on stream. Esfand flexed
Mizkif. Hey, bro, I'm smoking that keef. That keef so hard, you should call it a nuclear... Wait, call that keef a nuclear bunker buster the way it hit. You know what I'm saying? Ms. Keith. Oh, related to Keith Urban? That doesn't work. Never mind. Let me shut up. Sorry. Continue, YouTube historian or whatever.
his retro nerd charm. Their chaos felt like comfort. And sponsors noticed. What started as a bunch of friends messing around.
S-Fan is another streamer like Squeaks where, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I do not watch World of Warcraft or GTRP. So actually, maybe I'm S-Fan is the boat for me, but pretty much anytime that S-Fan is playing anything other than that, I will watch him because he is up there with the GOATs for me, for like most entertaining streamers, like doing their best to be the most entertaining, like people that I take inspiration from almost daily. An absolute legend.
Quickly became a streamer goldmine. When Asmongold, Mizkif, and Nick
Stop it, dude. You're freaking me out.
MP LOL
Sorry.
column teamed up on stream. They pulled numbers most esports orgs only dreamed
Is this guy an AI? I'm gonna take a 10-minute nap. Yo, see you in about 3 hours, my goat. Enjoy.
of. Tens of thousands of concurrent viewers weren't just showing up, they were sticking around. Behind the scenes, it became clear this was more than content. It was business. Brand managers and CMOs, hungry to cash in on Twitch's explosion, wanted a piece of whatever OTK was doing. Soon, Coinbase was sponsoring segments. Intel and Razer were hopping on board. Even Gatorade showed up, eager to connect with Gen Z audiences through gaming. The numbers spoke for themselves, and OTK's early success unlocked massive 6- and 7-figure budgets for live events, sponsored shows,
like
and digital campaigns. But there was a catch. To unlock that kind of money, OTK needed to evolve. Brand safety became a concern. Advertisers didn't want to attach their logos to scuffed webcams and beer cans on the couch. They wanted polish, structure, and guarantees. So, OTK began to shift. Budget grew, production values climbed, shows like Schooled brought on major streamer talent and mimicked game show formats.
I do love Schooled.
Mid-roll ads became standard. Social clips were tailored for virality. Events had dedicated ad slots, newsletters, and even media kits. This was a new chapter, one where the org tried to scale without losing its identity.
Well, I don't... Okay, let me think here. Sorry, it went by fast. I was trying to think. Mid-roll ads is not... Probably not an advertiser thing. It was just Twitch's... They probably all had Twitch contracts, so that was part of it. But that's not like an OTK thing. That's the individual thing. I mean, clips edited for virality. Doesn't every fucking streamer do that? What's this guy saying? These guys fucking... Oh, hey guys, we need to lock it in on OTK, so hire an editor. Like, is that what happened?
Identity. But in doing so, some fans felt the group had started to lose its soul. The messiness was gone, replaced by branding decks and camera crews. And slowly, cracks began to form when scandals break the brand. By 2022, OTK was operating like a well-oiled machine.
Mizkif. It's time for Mizkif to throw everything off here.
The outside. Internally, though, tension was mounting.
Dude, I remember after everything with Mizkif, and then he came back, like actually came back, and I like started watching his YouTube videos again, and I was like, chat, I don't know if it's safe to say, this might be controversial, but I do in fact watch Mizkif from time to time. And nobody said anything. I was like, glad I got that off my chest. It's not that big of a deal, bro. It's not like I'm still watching Dr. Disrespect or some shit like that.
That year would mark the beginning of a downward spiral, one controversy at a time. It started with Mizkif. In September, allegations surfaced that Mizkif had attempted to downplay or cover up a sexual assault incident involving other creators, while a third-party investigation later stated there was no direct evidence of a cover-up. Mizkif's own public comments, dismissive, careless, and clearly out of touch, painted a damaging picture. OTK suspended him from the board.
I mean, I used to watch Dr. Disrespect every now and then. I wouldn't say that I watched him frequently. Like, I would watch one of his YouTube videos every now and then. But yeah.
But for many viewers and sponsors, damage was already done. Just a few months later, another bombshell dropped. Rich Campbell, one of OTK's most prominent faces and founding members, resigned amid sexual assault allegations. The response was swift.
Sorry, I laughed at sexual assault allegations. I was laughing at, you got that booger sugar that I need? That reminds me, I should have fucking grabbed an energy drink. What did he take? There was plates on the top of it, and now there's like dog slobber and quesadilla and shit all over the floor, so.
And he more or less disappeared from the internet entirely, until resurfacing in 2024 to file a defamation suit against one of his accusers.
What?
For a brand that had just found its corporate stride, this was devastating.
I didn't realize he came back.
Advertisers fled, public trust eroded. Even internal staff began to express concern over OTK's brand safety. As one former employee put it, the first thing a Fortune 500 brand sees when they Google us is sexual assault. How do you sell that? The timing couldn't have been worse. OTK had just launched the OTK Expo, a more polished E3-style gaming showcase meant to bridge the gap between indie devs and influencers. It was supposed to signal the group's evolution into a legitimate entertainment brand. But in the wake of scandals, sponsors backed away. The Expo, though still impressive, felt tainted. And then came Asmongold. Zach. Asmongold. Hoyt has always been divisive. On one hand, he's brilliant, an insightful commentator on gaming culture, deeply connected to his audience. On the other, he's unfiltered to a fault. That fault line split wide open in late 2024 when Asmongold delivered a racist rant during a live stream, targeting Palestinians and spouting rhetoric that was immediately condemned across Twitch and social media.
These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways. It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them.
Jesus Christ, bro. Every time I hear this fucking clip, I'm like, fuck. That is, like, I understand he's, like, you know, trying to, like, stand strong on what he believes, and he's, like, trying to prove a point, but I was like, Jesus, man. Jeez. Jesus. That's a lot, bro, for thousands and thousands and thousands of people dying. Like kids dying, children dying. You're just saying you don't feel bad. And obviously he took it back and he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, you know, he did all apologies and everything, you know. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, Chucky. Pretty much. I think anytime you, like, really start doing a lot of, like, political commentary where you're mainly political commentary, not mainly, but, like, doing hours of it, then it gets a lot more difficult to be brandable. Well, not him specifically, but people like him. Yeah, I don't know.
Tips out, a co-founder publicly distanced himself.
Oh.
Twitch suspended Hoyt, and sponsors vanished overnight. But Asmongold's impact on OTK wasn't just financial. It fractured the group's internal cohesion. Fellow creators like Emiru, Extra Emily...
Bro. Emiru? Is that how you say it? Yo, Iron King. Is that how you say it?
And even newer faces like Will Neff came under fire from fans demanding they cut ties.
Yeah.
For a brand built on camaraderie...
Is Emiru's name said like that, or is it Emiru?
That unity was dissolving fast. Even worse, Hoyt's radicalization didn't end. When Donald Trump was reelected in late 20...
Yo, thank you, Iron King. Emiru. Mizkif. Hoyt. Dude, please lock it in.
2024, Asmongold doubled down on far-right talking points. Though he stepped away from leadership duty...
Well, by technicality, it's not far white. Why would you trust the pronunciation of the guy who says Mizkif? True. Again, I have no room to talk. I'm fucking dyslexic and dumb, okay? So, but I'm like, I don't know.
His continued public...
What's this guy's name? YouTube historian. Okay, maybe he's just not locked in like that.
...presence cast a shadow OTK couldn't escape. Former employees described his behavior as the final nail in the coffin.
Roro.
Internally, they felt powerless. Asmongold was a co-owner. His voice carried weight, but his actions made the brand toxic. You can't lead a company and actively scare away every single potential sponsor, one ex-employee said bluntly. As the controversies piled up, another problem quietly grew. The streamers just didn't want to show up anymore. What started as a passion project became a job, and not just any job, a job that didn't pay most of them directly. Co-owners like Mizkif, Esfand, and Nemplol weren't drawing salaries from OTK. Instead,
Why did he say NMP like that? I don't know, but he's been saying Mizkif the whole time, and, you know, I really can't tell if this guy's AI or not. Mizkif heart emoji. Yeah, Jay, you get it, man. You get it. I gotta hear this shit again.
Any job, a job that didn't pay most of them directly. Co-owners like Mizkif, Esfand, and Nemplol weren't drawing salaries from OTK. Instead, they received brand equity and occasional cuts from group sponsorships. Creators started skipping meetings, ignoring deliverables, backing out of events last minute. Former staff recalled entire projects falling apart because a streamer simply said, "I don't feel like it." And because these streamers were technically their bosses...
That's really not helping the whole streamers are lazy narrative.
No one could stop them. Even projects the creators had personally helped design were being abandoned. Merch drops would launch with zero promo. Staff would scramble to post on creators' social media accounts just to meet bare minimum marketing requirements. One ex-employee described it as pulling teeth to get them to promote their own stuff. This burnout wasn't unique to OTK. It's a reflection of a larger issue in streaming culture. The grind, daily streams, constant uploads, brand pressure, collabs, audience retention metrics. It's a relentless cycle, and OTK's creators were caught in it, while also trying to run a company. The result? They stopped showing up for OTK, and fans noticed.
Where is this guy from? The way he just said audience, this is either an AI or this dude has some accent I've never heard of. This is some like Canadian shit or like, I don't know, fucking some Midwest ass accent.
Streams felt empty. New content slowed to a crawl. Even once popular formats like Schooled faded away. It felt like OTK.
God damn, Jay, I'm sorry, bro. My brother holding her and she almost fell. Jesus, bro, I'm sorry, dude.
Was on life support, one fan wrote in a now viral Reddit thread.
Oh,
Nobody
Jesus.
looked like they cared anymore. As 2025 arrived, OTK found itself at a crossroads. Asmongold had stepped away. Layoffs had gutted the...
Ooh, sounds like the AI they use for those animated horror stories. I wasn't even thinking about that. I think you're right.
company.
Or
And
at
the
least
dream
there's
that
a
once
good
launched
chance.
a new era of Twitch collaboration now felt like a cautionary tale. But the remaining leadership, S-Fand, Mizkif, Tips Out, Soda Poppin', Nemplol, and Emiru, weren't ready to give up just yet. Publicly, they framed the next phase as a reset. Privately, it was damage control. With fewer resources and fractured morale, OTK began scaling back its ambitions. Gone.
I really don't understand why a lot of these gaming companies do this shit. I mean, maybe it's just like people in their ears telling them how to do it or like trying to convince them to do shit this way. But like they try and scale up super duper fast. I also feel like it happened during COVID. Like these people thought that this shit was gonna like last, and it's like, dude, you gotta be realistic. There's no way this shit was gonna last, right? Like you gotta be real at some point, man. It just, I don't know. I feel like it happens a lot. Like I've heard Nate Shot talk about 100 Thieves a shit ton, right? Because I love Nate Shot, and yeah, it just sounds like these companies scale way too fast for what they are. Like at the end of the day, this is just like, especially with OTK, it's supposed to just be some streamer friends like hanging out and making content, not some fucking production studio ass shit that they got going on here.
Were the glossy, sponsor-driven mega productions. In their place, smaller, looser, more organic
God, do I
streams.
love Sears. Sears also another one of the content creators that is like up there on like super entertaining. I'll watch sometimes just to like feel inspired of how to be like more entertaining. Okay, so question, what's the Mizkif drama? I for real don't know. Well, Mizkif's kind of always, I feel like, in some sort of drama, but there was like a major drama of him and apparently Maya Higa covering up a SA, and there's like a whole, like that's its whole own thing. But there was like a third party investigation and it proved basically like they couldn't find any evidence of him or Maya downplaying the situation. Like there was no proof of it that they could find. So it's basically just both of their words against this person who kind of, I don't know everything that happened after it. So yeah, I don't want to speak on that. I felt like somebody said though that like they were going back on some of their words and shit. I have no idea. I don't know. That's ultra unemployed. Like if I had no ambitions for myself, unemployed, then maybe I would be tapped in. But I have some form of ambitions in life, so like I don't really have enough time to do all of that, you know. Oh, Maori and peach jars from Mizkif. Yeah, I think I found out about peach jars from Sear, I want to say. I actually fuck with peach jars heavy. I know that's such like a gooner thing to say. Chucky probably wants to swat me because I'll be watching like Valkyrie and Pokemon and peach jars. But I think they're entertaining, dude.
More in line with the group's early just hang out and vibe format. This wasn't just nostalgia, it was strategic. Audiences across Twitch were shifting. They didn't want staged game shows or corporate
Freaking
event
sexy
vibes.
Sear.
They wanted connection, realness, and OTK had once mastered that better than anyone. The group also leaned harder into spin-off ventures to keep the lights on. The most notable was Cross Realm Inc., a marketing firm that helped streamers land fast-track access to platforms like Kick.
What?
The deal was controversial. Kick's association with gambling and looser moderation made it a polarizing choice. But from OTK's perspective, it was a lifeline.
I didn't know about that.
One former employee summarized it bluntly. Kick had the cash. OTK needed it. At the same time, OTK began rehiring some of its former staff, but not as employees, as contractors. The production pipeline was rebuilt in fragments, project by project, instead of full-time teams. It was leaner, less risky, and more adaptable to a Twitch landscape that had moved on from full-blown streamer orgs. OTK wasn't the only group grappling with change. Other influencer...
Yeah, I really feel like orgs don't make that much sense anymore. Like, literally listening to Nate Shot talk about it, orgs don't make sense for content creators, really. Like, it's low-key, like, you lose money on that shit. And also, I don't really think people care that much at the end of the day. I mean, like, some people, obviously, like, there's a big boost and shit for content creators, but at the end of the day, you know? I don't know, Jay. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Meow Delin? I don't think I know them.
Collectives were hitting their own walls. Off-brand Productions, co-founded by Ludwig Agren.
I mean, I guess that's technically right.
Also shut down at the end of 2024, just months after Asmongold's fallout. Despite delivering slick, TV-caliber events, Off-brand couldn't make the numbers work. Our people worked hard and made amazing content, they wrote in a
R.I.P.
statement. But we failed to make the event's business sustainable.
Dude, I gotta stop closing my eyes dramatically, dude, or I'm actually gonna fucking fall asleep at some point.
It was a sentiment that echoed across the industry. High production value wasn't enough anymore.
Sir,
Enter Kai.
That's me, I guess. Brock Purdy, 5-year extension. Are we dead ass right now? Don't tell me you got fucking clickbaited. Let me refresh my X feed and find out if this is true or not. It's funny as fuck when he butchers someone's name. It really is. It really is, dude. Hold on, I'm not seeing it. I'm not. Oh, you're right. The 49ers and QB Brock Purdy have agreed on a 5-year, $265 million contract extension. Purdy gets $181 million in total guarantees, including $165 million in the first 3 new years of the deal that runs through 2030. All right, big dog. Somebody just said, "What are you doing, John Lynch?" Hold on. Let me do that. So realistically, it's the cap hit is. Sorry, YouTube Frog's watching this after the fact. Yo, thanks, Goat. Can we fire Dak? Yeah, you're cooked, my boy. Yeah, you're cooked. No, dude, Dak's like, he's got lots of yards. 181 divided by 5. That's 36 million a year. I mean, 265. So, but I'm not expecting Twitter users to understand this. Divided by 5 equals 53 million a year. Dude, everybody thought this guy was gonna get fucking 55, and he's getting 53 with incentives. By the way, that's incentives. That is his max, 265. His minimum is fucking 36. Are you kidding me right now? Is the total contract but not guarantees? Yeah, dude. 36 million? Are you fucking kidding me? 53 million a year, I'm pretty sure is probably like first team All-Pro, go to the Super Bowl type shit, win MVP, that type of shit, dude. Oh my god, I already can feel the fucking dumbasses that don't understand how fucking contracts work in the NFL. But you're like, $53 million a year, Bruh, shut up. Man, shut your goofy ass up. Anyway, sorry. So distracted. I'm good, Jay.
Echoed across the industry. High production value wasn't enough anymore. Enter Kai Cenat. The Twitch megastar redefined what big events could look like.
Yeah, dude, Jared Goff and Hurts numbers. Yeah, and honestly, I feel comfortable with that. I mean, I don't know how much Hurts... Is Hurts making 53, right? Jared Goff's making 55. I feel pretty good about that. Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl, right? Conversation was different earlier in the year, possibly, especially when the Eagles were struggling. I'd put Goff and Purdy in the same convo. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the one reason why I would just barely by a hair take Purdy. Purdy is, oh no, actually, I was gonna say he's yet to have a 4 interception game. No, he did against the the Ravens a few years ago. So yeah, slightly higher on Goff myself. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you rooted for them, Dak makes a lot for no reason. I mean, here's the thing with Dak. Okay, this could. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry, YouTube viewers. I'm getting so sidetracked right now. But Dak does have good numbers overall. Joey, thank you for the lurk, by the way, brother. Appreciate you. Dak does have really good overall statistical numbers, right? It's just that he hasn't led them anywhere, but that's not, I wouldn't even put that totally on Dak Prescott's shoulders. I would put that on Jerry Jones being an idiot, respectfully. Dude, that's won Super Bowls and shit like that. Also, the one thing I would say, again, like Purdy, Goff, I agree with you. I think they're in the same category. I don't think they're like top, they aren't like the Mount Rushmore right now, but they're like in that category. It's like, I'm going to forget some names, but it's like Goff, Purdy. I would say Hurts is in there, right? He's not top 4. He'd probably be at the top of that right now. I have them both around 7 to 10. Yeah, I agree with you. Justin Herbert. I will say, though, Justin Herbert, he's one of my favorite fucking players in the entire NFL. I will say, though, he hasn't really proved it in the postseason, so I can't really say that he's better than any of them. Well, I guess, to be fair, Jared Goff hasn't totally proven it, but he's definitely proven it more than Justin Herbert, I don't know, but yeah, that category, like right below. Lamar's top 4, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's Patrick Mahomes. In my opinion, it's Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen. Probably could mix those couple up. However you go. Lamar, just pure skill-wise, is probably number 1, yeah. Thinking about it. I would have to not be 17 and a half hours into stream to fully explain why I feel that way. Why Joe Burrow is number 1 for me. I hate Patrick. Yeah, same. Yeah, same. He's become the new Tom Brady. But the thing is, like, Tom Brady didn't piss me off as much, which is weird. I guess it's just because I only started watching football after they only won a couple of Super Bowls instead of the couple earlier ones. Lamar, Burrow, Josh Allen, Mahomes. That's my list. Yeah. My racist ass cousin slobbers on him. That's wild.
Without production studios or orgs. His subathons...
Whoa. Kai Cenat is AMP. I think AMP is one of the organizations that is doing it right now.
Often filmed in a single chaotic room, featured everything from skits and pranks to celebrity drop-ins and viral moments. It was low structure, high impact.
Yeah, Chucky, congratulations. You're contributing to the problem.
And it worked. CNET proved that a $5,000 room could outshine a $50,000 set if the vibe was right. The content didn't need polish. It needed presence. And viewers rewarded that authenticity with millions of hours watched. OTK noticed. Their newer streams began to mirror that format. Simplified setups, fewer brand integrations, and more creator spontaneity.
Yo, thanks, Go. I appreciate you.
They weren't trying to outproduce
Enjoy your
Kai.
Birthday tomorrow.
They were trying to recapture the feeling he mastered. Like you were hanging out with a friend, not watching a show. While many OTK co-founders stepped back, either by choice or controversy, a few creators stood out for their consistency, professionalism, and resilience. 2 names come up repeatedly among former employees and fans: Emiru and Extra Emily. Emiru brought something fresh to the OTK.
Bless up, he didn't fuck up. He didn't fuck up Extra Emily. Holy shit. But if he fucked that one up, oh man, it's over. It's over.
Her content was lighter, more personal, and less drama-laden than some of her peers. She maintained a steady presence on Twitch and social media, often stepping into OTK events when others flaked. Fans admired her work ethic and emotional intelligence, especially as she navigated a group dynamic that often
How would you even fuck that up? Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, dude, Emeru's a W, bro. Emeru's an absolute W.
felt volatile.
Content machine.
Extra Emily,
even.
despite being a newer addition and not a
Yeah, Extra Emily also killing it.
co-owner, became one of the most active contributors during OTK's
Not my personal taste, because I'm not really like an IRL streamer, and I don't know, but like I recognize that Extra Emily is fucking killing it and is very, very entertaining.
rocky periods. Former employees praised her for always showing up, on time, prepared, and ready to work. She wasn't just a +1 to the brand, she became an anchor, helping keep some programming alive when others had mentally checked out. Both creators represent what OTK could have evolved into, an influencer brand built on consistency, accountability, and adaptability. They showed that it's possible to balance personal content with group responsibilities, even when others weren't pulling their weight. For a long time, OTK felt untouchable in the eyes of its fan base.
OTK, more like OT gay. Sorry, I had to hit that one on myself. That was bad.
Their chaotic energy was their shield. If something went wrong, it could be spun as just content. But by 2023, that illusion had shattered. Reddit threads started filling with frustration. Where's the next?
I think my biggest problem with this video so far is not the mispronunciation of the names, but the hectic timeline. I feel like this is some chat GPT ass shit, bro. I feel like this is some chat GPT ass shit, my man. Why do we keep bouncing through the years?
Schooled season. Why did no one promote the new merch drop? Why does it feel like no one cares anymore? Even OTK's most loyal fans began expressing concern. Many felt betrayed.
Also, no mention of Schlatt leaving?
Not just by the scandal.
I think, like, this is why I was asking about, like, what the name of this channel was, is, like, because I think anyone who's close to OTK and actually cares about them and shit like that would have covered things differently.
But by the silence that followed. The creators weren't just absent from streams, they were absent from communication. No apologies, no transparency, no acknowledgement of the decline. That vacuum created space for conspiracy theories and bitter jokes. ADTK wasn't just a meme anymore. It became a symbol of lost authenticity. Fans who once celebrated the group's rise began chronicling its downfall like a true crime podcast. For every YouTube comment asking about upcoming content, there were 3 others wondering if OTK was dead. And for months, the group didn't offer much of an answer. To understand where OTK fits into the wider streamer collective ecosystem, it's worth comparing them to other major names like FaZe Clan, Offline TV, and Kai Cenat's AMP. FaZe started with competitive
Phantoms. That's Phantoms AMP, not Kai Cenat. Big dog. Just because he's the most popular one doesn't mean that it's his fucking organization. Respectfully, to Kai Cenat.
Offline TV, and Kai Cenat's AMP. FaZe started with competitive gaming roots and evolved into a full-blown lifestyle brand. But in recent years, internal drama and questionable business decisions have put their legacy in jeopardy. Sound familiar? Offline TV took the opposite approach. Cozy vibes, minimal controversy, a tight-knit house. They scaled slowly, focusing on...
Yeah, from what I know about Offline TV, I think they also did a really good job of not being super duper, like, upscale, production. They're just like, yeah, like, we want to make a group channel and collab with each other and shit. And it's helpful for all of our brands.
On chemistry and low-key charm. While not as explosive as OTK, they've remained remarkably stable. AMP...
Also, you have to remember that OTV... Sorry if I mix them up. I accidentally do that sometimes. OTV has some of the biggest names in gaming collabing with them, like fucking Pokimane, Disguised Toast, like, you know, those are industry. I mean, at least Pokimane is like the woman streamer, you know?
Led by Kai Cenat and Phantom, rewrote the rules. They didn't build a brand on sponsorships. They built it on events that felt like moments.
That
And
is
those
true.
moments, they were chaotic, spontaneous, and deeply human. AMP feels like what OTK could have been if it hadn't burned out so fast. What separates OTK is how quickly it scaled and how poorly it handled that scale. They tried to be a production company, a PC brand.
I don't think that's really fair to compare the two, because at the end of the day, OTK was formed by like a bunch of gamers, and like, yeah, a lot of the AMP members like game and shit, but I wouldn't say that's their main thing. Like, Kai Cenat has fucking killed it doing like the Elden Ring streams and shit like that, but that's not like their main thing that they do, right? Like, they're like entertainers first. OTK's like fucking gaming nerd. I know like Mizkif doesn't really like play a shit ton of games like that and stuff, but like, you know, Asmongold and S-Fan being founding members, I don't really think that like AMP is really what is like a comparable thing to OTK. OTV, I think that's fair. I think that's actually a fair comparison, like a good comparison, but I don't really think AMP is like a good comparison, in my opinion, at least. But what the fuck do I know?
A talent agency.
I streamed to threes of people.
And a streamer collective, all at once. But they never stop to ask, can creators run a company when they barely have time to run their own channels? Even after all the layoffs, controversies, and walkbacks, OTK isn't technically dead. It's evolving into what exactly remains to be seen. The upcoming OTK Expo in May will be a major test. With contractors instead of staff and sponsors harder to come by, it may not be as flashy. But if it feels authentic again, if it captures even a fraction of that early magic, it could spark a mini revival. Internally, people like Will Neff are pushing for change. On a stream earlier this year,
I was about to ask, is Will Neff even in OTK anymore? Because again, Will Neff also up there as people that I think are super entertaining and I watch very regularly.
He openly said, if we can't make OTK a happier, healthier place, I'll have to reevaluate where I stand. That kind of public pressure matters. It means that even the creators still in OTK are drawing a line and holding leadership accountable. And that may be the organization's only real path forward. Accountability, transparency, and simplification.
Me and Mizkif really got the same hairline.
Less branding, more bonding. Less spectacle, more sincerity. The story of OTK isn't just a Twitch drama. It's a blueprint and a warning. It shows what happens when creators go from individuals to institutions, when friendship becomes brand.
Institutions. What? No. A society organization founded for religious, educational, social, or similar. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I guess it is. Sorry, I don't really hear people say institution like that. I guess you're right. Sorry, I just was thinking of like Scientology.
When fun becomes expectation.
He called OTK an institution.
And when the very thing that made something special, its chaos, gets sanitized for sponsors. It also highlights a critical disconnect. Creators want freedom, but businesses need structure. And in a group where ownership and leadership are the same thing, accountability becomes a game of chicken. Nobody wants to be the one who says no. Nobody wants to fire their friend. And as scandals mount, the absence of structure becomes costly. For OTK, it costs them trust, staff, viewership, money, momentum. But the most painful loss? It cost them themselves. The original magic, friends creating for the love of it, got buried.
Dude, what are you trying to say with this fucking video? What are you trying to say with this video? I thought that they were back onto. Oh my god.
Beneath meetings, merch drop.
I'm gonna have to watch a second fucking OTK video to understand what the fuck is going on in the inner workings of it. Oh my fucking god. Why don't I just fucking dig into this shit myself?
And PR statements. And even if they find a way forward, that original version of OTK may never come back. Still, some former employees and fans remain hopeful. The streamers are still here. The audience is still here. The hunger for real, honest content is still here. Maybe that's enough to build something new. Maybe this time they'll do it differently. OTK rose like a rocket. It captured a moment in time when Twitch felt spontaneous and real. It proved that friendship could be content, and that content could be a business. But it also showed us how quickly things fall apart when that business forgets where it started. Now, as OTK tries to redefine itself, the rest of the industry is watching. Will it become a blueprint for reinvention, or a relic of Twitch's messiest chapter?
OTK fell off the moment Asmongold broke off the chains, in my opinion. Wasn't he at like 20-ish thousand viewers before? Now it's 50 to 60K. I feel like OTK isn't relevant anymore. This is akin to those Fortnite is dying videos from 2018. I don't know if I agree that far, but it was never really a successful org. Yeah, I feel like saying that is like to be like he's treating them like they're 100 Thieves. Thieves worth 20, 25. Sorry, 460 million. Wow, the almost 18 hours into stream's really starting to hit me, bro. Or 460 million, right? So even if it, 100 million. Let's look up OTK. Do they even have a net worth? Oh, this is cryptocurrency. Never mind. There's literally not even anything there. But anyways, this motherfucker's talking like OTK was 100 Thieves. I don't think they were ever 100 Thieves. I don't think they were trying to be 100 Thieves. I mean, obviously 100 Thieves is like a gaming org, not like a content creator org, but I don't know.
Chris, if you pour hot sauce in her ass when you have diarrhea, is it considered a volcanic eruption when you shit?
Goddamn right it's a volcanic eruption when I shit, bro. It was never really a successful org. They had too many niche streamers, and they made it through kid-funded gacha and furry stuff. I can't say. Okay. Not gonna lie, you had me in the first quarter, I guess, here. It's bad, the whole story here. Each person more selfish than the next. Either way, Soda is back to his 5K viewer days. Dead, Strum, and failed org. Life is good again. Okay, buddy. Dude is a D1 fucking hater. I didn't know... Okay. No, wrong. I spelled wrong. Didn't know accused is something bad now. Also, Asmongold being heartless is a lot of bull when he gets nothing but hate when he is one of the most objective but still brutally honest people I know. Poor S-Fan, the only non-subhuman. The fuck Seer do? You lost me at Asmongold is brilliant. LMFAO, nice one, bro. Oh, did they just straight up steal? Oh. Asmongold is right, though. About what, man? Why don't you be a little more, right wing, you mean? I don't think that is what the video was about, but it boils down to subjective opinions at the end. You can agree or disagree with him, doesn't matter. The comments he made was on the wrong platform and violated TOS. Happy he's back, though. What's wrong with being right-wing exactly? People can't handle issues without treating it like football teams anymore. Critical thinking skills have gone down the drain and completely replaced by ideologies, political dogma. It's the new religion, baby. I actually think I agree with this. No, I don't know. See, this is the problem with fucking brain dead fucking YouTube comments. You don't know him, he doesn't know you. Oh, Asmon? Yeah. Yeah, dude. This dude being like, I know. Honest, we're still brutally honest people. I know. He don't know you, little bro. Did he read your sub message one time? Did he thank you? OTK is more popular now than it has ever been, and Asmon didn't leave. He stepped away. I guess you guys didn't see Emmy's party, lol. Well, Emmy's party happened after this video came out. When they pushed Asmon out, it was the final nail, I think. It was already... This is crazy. See, this shows you that this fucking video is not very well comprehensive, because if it was, there wouldn't be such a fucking polar disagreement between people in the comment section. Bro changed like 3 things on... What? Wait, really? Is that what happened? Asmon didn't suddenly go far left. Or far right. He stayed in the middle where he always was. It was everyone else who moved far left. Okay, bro. There's literally no way that you actually believe that, right? I was supposed to say that does not look like extra Emily there. OTK copying the low structure content is not true, lol. The only difference in that area was instead of celebrities, they introduced new personalities that didn't have the following. Other things said was true. People need to realize that losing Zach makes dealing with OTK's problems much harder. Asmon was a shield and took the heat for them, especially Miz during controversy, whether they realize it or not. What? They're better off without that tweaker, and so would Mythic. You know, this is actually interesting. I thought that it was all gonna be like Asmongold dick riders, which, yeah, I mean, there's a decent amount of it, but not completely. Some people are like, this guy's a dumbass. Yeah, I don't know if I need to watch this channel ever again, to be honest. Hold on, I meant to grab that. Sorry. Again, the lack of sleep's getting to me. How anybody watches these people is so far beyond me. Who the what? How are these? I'm just dumbfounded by how like, why are these people watching then? Yes, the YouTube revision historian. Surely he doesn't have a political bias he's trying to push. What? Buddy, I don't think this guy even knows what story he's trying to push, let alone political bias. Maybe there's not a fucking political bias behind fucking everything, dude. This guy definitely could have went more at fucking Asmongold, you fucking freak. My bad. I'm being a little angry. Going on with our boy here. Did he really steal his fucking thumbnail? I don't know, but this guy's thumbnail's high-key kick ass. I don't know. Maybe he changed. Oh, no, it's literally right here. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, he literally just yoinked that shit. New Papa Meat video. W. He literally stole it bar for bar, word for word. That's crazy. You know what? You're getting the dislike just for that, buddy. Don't fucking steal thumbnails. You fucking kidding me?